I apologize about that. It looks like I was cut off from the stream, so people will find their way back over here. I'm going to give it just a second for people to refund me. Some technical difficulties this morning. I apologize for that. But thankfully we are back. So, like I was just saying before I got cut off, I apologize. Has this reset? Okay, I think it's reset in the chat here as well. So I apologize about that. In the Holy God spell, we find different stories about Yahshua and Miriam, and in chapter 28 is where we're going to be reading from today. I apologize for everyone that I got cut off. So, chapter 28 of the Holy God spell, verse 975. After Benares, Yahshua and his best friend, Yohanan, visited many places in India. One of the most beautiful places they visited was Ganjah. The place was known for the many sages that graced its wilderness. Many of the sages smoke a plant called Ganjah, which some Nasareans eat and call cannabina, which means stock of wisdom. The reason I wanted to share this for you who don't know, yesterday I shared a video of an initiation into this order in the Essene church, and I gave the pastor some cannabina seeds, and that kind of brought about these different things. So if you haven't seen the video, I would encourage you to. I just uploaded it onto my YouTube channel, on Facebook and others, so you can see that if you would like. As far as Naz eating this, the footnote over here actually said they would boil the leaves for about 5 minutes and then eat the leaves like spitch, basically, and not smoking. So it's a different experience altogether. Yahshua and Yohanan sat in a cave near Ganjah, gate of the great river. They sat there with a sage. The sage offered Yohanan a pipe with dried ganja. Yohanan accepted the pipe, but before smoking, said to Yahshua, I smoked ganja for the first time shortly after my arrival in this land. The same herb that we Nazarenes call cannabina. Many spiritual realizations and felt the presence of Ganjah in a very powerful way. And while still in Jerusalem, my twin brother and I boiled cannabina leaves and ate them. We did this under the supervision of our father, Ra'am, a respected Nasarean prophet. In truth, my experience with Ganjah, or experiences, have been very positive, with insights and revelations that altered my behavior for the better. Wherefore, I would enjoy partaking of this pipe, but will not if you advise otherwise. For lo, I do not want to offend you. Also, I wish to hear whatever teachings you offer in regard to cannabina. Yahshua replied, you, Yohanan, may make your own decision in regard to this pipe. Either way, you will not offend me, my friend. I say to all who ask, be not of use or non-use of this plant by others. This plant was brought to this world by heavenly cherubim. Even so, consummation of this plant is not for everyone and is not for children. Those that do not consume the illuminative variety may wear cloth from the industrial variety and thereby receive the blessings of the cherubim. If you partake of the illuminative variety, it should be used as a spiritual sacrament on special occasions, such as the Sabbath, or as a medicinal. My grandfather, David of Alexandria, used the plant every seventh Sabbath, which is the Sabbath, every 49th day. The plant undeniably has illuminative qualities and powerful medicinal. Yea, this plant is within the medicine bag of Nasarean healers, and its oil are for the healing of many ailments. Anoint external tumors with the oil daily, and they often will disappear. Place 1 drop per day in the mouth to heal internal tumors, but begin with drops so tiny you can barely see them. That way, you can learn how your body experiences the oil without risking or stimulation. Behold, no medicine will cure every tumor or ailment. Yea, some illnesses will not be thwarted by any medicine. Even so, this plant is a powerful medicine and will cure or help many ailments. Heal/help, right? Like any medicine, it is not to be disrespected by misuse or overuse. This plant is medicine, need no medicine. I definitely understand like the misuse of it, and the way that it is viewed in this text as a holy sacrament and not done on a daily basis. It's done every so often, and the spiritualizations that you can have when you actually treat it as something holy and sacred are really, really awesome. In India and Egypt, the herb is often smoked. Nazareans have no tradition of smoking herbs, as do the yogis of this land. The disadvantage to smoking is that you bring smoke into your lungs. Bringing smoke of any kind into your lungs is not without consequence. Clearly, a little smoke now and then is of less than daily smoke. Daily smoke of any kind is harmful to the lungs if kept up for long duration. The Nasarean tradition is to boil and eat a few leaves. Better too little than too much, and not too often. If you consume too much at a time, you will be nervous with too much energy. If that happens, focus your mind on a positive project. Do not make the same mistake again. Always err on the side of caution with this and all other medicines. Too little is better than too much. Know this: before the herb places you in the presence of Ganjah, you must have a clean conscience. Until then, you will feel afraid to stand before the throne of I Am within. The presence of Ganjah is always here and now, but guilt and inner trauma keep one in bondage to the unresolved past. Wherefore, if you use Ganjah, stand ready to acknowledge your past mistakes and forgiveness for whatever is causing uneasy feelings of guilt. The key is to know that Ganjah forgives everything you sincerely regret having done in your past. As those uncomfortable things come to bathe them in the understanding and forgiveness. Do not dwell upon those things, but instead forgive them and move on toward illumination in the divine presence. Ganjah knows the mistakes of every being and will forgive anything that you sincerely regret. Do not stay stuck in the feeling of regret. Rather, acknowledge regret, accept forgiveness, and then move on to experience the magic of the present moment. For lo, the Ganjah is simply that it assists you deeply in the here and now, and that is where magic lives. Guilt keeps you stuck in of past experiences that you have not inwardly resolved. Ganjah seeks to open you to the here and now. Is really all it does. All of the illuminations you experience with or without the aid of Ganjah are in the here and now. But to experience the here and now, you must first confront the ghosts of your mind that seek to keep you bound in chains of guilt. If a healer gives a person Ganjah, these things should be explained. And if it be their first experience, the healer should be with them throughout. The healer's explanation should emphasize the supremacy of forgiveness, the importance of dwelling on the positive throughout the experience. After accepting forgiveness, focus the mind on a positive, creative work in the here and now. Those who do not feel ready to deal with whatever might come up should avoid this method, and as persons with extreme anxiety. The cleaner the conscience, the more joyful is a person's experience with Ganjah. And part of that can also be your feelings and beliefs on Ganjah itself. People that believe that it's a wrong thing that they are smoking to begin with are setting themselves up for a more negative experience than people that are like, this is talking about having it as a sacred ritual, an illuminative thing where you're literally trying to be in the presence of Jaja and have all of those illuminations come. It's really great. After accepting forgiveness, focus the mind on a positive creative work in the here and now. Those who do not feel ready to deal with whatever might come up should avoid this medicine, as should persons with extreme anxiety. The cleaner the conscience, the more joyful is a person's experience with Ganjah. A person with a clear conscience on Ganjah will experience the magic of the deep here and now where Jaja is, without having to first process uncomfortable past experiences. Such persons find Ganjah to be extremely joyful and illuminative. But also know this, those who consume Ganjah every day often build up a tolerance to the illuminative qualities and become lethargic. Also true that each person is unique. Some can handle a more frequent usage than others. Some should not use Ganjah at all. As in all things, listen to your body and err on the side of caution. And always respect the right of others to make their own choice. Yohanan replied, "Usually I will eat the herb, not smoke it. For lo, even before your words, the angel of the air so cautioned me. My twin brother, Ta'om, and I perceived that the illuminative quality of the herb is greatly diminished if we partake too often. This time, however, I will share the offered pipe of our host." The sage who had offered the pipe to Hanan said to Yahshua, "If you wish, I can boil you some leaves according to the customs of the Nasareans." Yahshua replied, "Ganjah is a good medicine, but I am in no need of medicine, and I am illuminated without the assistance of the herb. Yea, I stand before you deeply in the here and now, in the presence of Jaja, now and forever. Amen. Even so, I carry Ganjah in my medicine bag for the benefit of those in need of its help. But I thank you for your hospitality. You are indeed a gracious host." You know, there'll be mixed feelings on that teaching, especially those that are on the more conservative and maybe not really open to these things. Maybe people that have been programmed to think that it is bad, the reefer madness, all of that stuff that has been put out to demonize cannabis. And nowadays, the government trying to control it and the plant, use chemicals, GMO, all of these different ways to okay, here you go, you can have the plant, but we've done all this stuff to it now, and we took all the life out of it. We took that connection. Thankfully, I don't believe, well, I am not sure that they can take that connection out of the inherent plant. They can weaken it, but yeah, I'm not sure that they can actually take the connection out of it, because that's what it is. It's from the cherubim. So, all right, so I'm gonna see what you guys are saying up in the live chat. Video is 360. Well, hopefully my video was okay throughout that. He says, wow, cannabis oil heals cure tumors. How did we not know this? The powers that be, as you know, don't want us to know anything of these natures, right? And not just the teaching on cannabis, but this has, like, I'm gonna have to bring in the companion book that Dave Greenleaf wrote, that literally goes through Miriam's wizard-esque teachings, and the satchels and the herbal remedies for all of this stuff. Like, this book has so much of that in here, and it's amazing that literally for like every illness, every ailment, there is an herb that can heal it. And we've been taught, nothing natural. All of the pharmaceuticals are like petroleum based, aren't they? And they chemical processed garbage that keeps you as a repeat customer. Damage on the way through your body, right? Don't take too much of this, otherwise you could have some severe liver problems or kidney problems, all these different things. Of course, with herbal medication, can't have too much of things and cause problems, but not anything like what we see in the pharmaceutical industry. And I just really think it's so cool how much of the power of our own healing is in our own hands and involves what we do on a daily basis. We're literally either fueling our health or our disease, and the choice is ours. So we should definitely embrace it while we can, and do with that what we can while we still can. Oh, Elena. Propolis is healing natural medication. Propolis is from the beehive, just like honey. It's an antibiotic. Interesting. Okay. I'm not really sure how that is harvested. I know that the Nasareans would go into the woods and find beehives that have been abandoned, and so they're not actually doing any live farm animals and taking from them in that manner. So I'd be interested to know how they harvest all of that. But I know that there's a lot of different ways that we can heal ourselves. We just got to keep it on the up and up and in other beings, right? I had for 20 years a chemical medication for my heart condition. Now I use hawthorn extract for years, and all the horrible side effects went away. Awesome. Hawthorn extract. That's good to know. A little bit into and see it. That's really cool. You are not taking those medications anymore, and create again how we can become dependent on it, and then these medications cause other. So you're just a lifelong customer of big pharma in this constant degradation cycle that's leading us all to hell. Hey Dave, how's it going? Dave's teachings are so cool. From my experience, using cannabis is so intention based, so enhance whatever feelings we bring into it. Can be so addictive. Absolutely, it definitely can. And yeah, I remember one time after not smoking for quite some time, again, and the Nazarenes are into boiling bud and not smoking. So, like, this is from before these teachings, and I'm still a work in progress. But going for a very long time without it, and then smoking and having these very, like the book is saying, these spiritual realizations and these higher thoughts and things that like connect, that just make you want to be better. And I really love that. It's something that I'm getting excited about, that it doesn't have to be related to smoking, right? You can literally be eating, could be having tea, the stuff. So it's just the plant, and being in that presence of Jaja, the the burning bush illumination that will help illuminate the world. So that being said, I'm going to jump off of here and see what I got going on for today, which is mainly some Megillah projects. This has kind of become my main focus, my holy work, which is I'm excited about. But there is a lot of work to be done. The final final version of the Megillah hasn't even been published yet. Um, and they're hoping that it'll be this year, but I've been trying to talk today and see where I can be of assistance in a greater way, especially after going and spending some time up there with the church and getting inducted into and being initiated. That's a nicer word. So super excited. Anyways, I'm gonna go off of here and go and get to my work. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Oops. I will see you tomorrow at noon. What day is it anyways? It's kind of funny because my normal schedule is a little bit like I don't really have a normal job, so I don't have like this whole structured week. And on top of that, I'm now doing the Nasarean calendar, which has Sabbath on Friday day corresponding in that way. So I'm just like, I don't even know what day it is. So, which is kind of nice. I mean, the ancients, like, there's something to not be so attached to the Gregorian calendar, especially, and the time thing. I know that the time thing is relevant with live streams, but it's we're supposed to be living more slow-paced lives that are in harmony with nature and not just this constant going and chaos and all of this stuff. So hopefully you are able to sneak away from the matrix a little bit and preparing for what happens when, I should say if, because the timeline is changeable. If crap hits the fan, what you're going to do to survive that, how you're going to protect yourself and your family, where you're going to go. People in the big cities need to have a place that they're going to bug out to, and I guess if that was me, I would be making moves to prepare myself for that situation to happen. A great investment if you're able to do that, especially if you live in the city. Get an RV, get it packed up with some stuff, and get ready to go out into the wilderness and just be as self-sufficient as possible and be ready to get out of the city so that you're not trapped there. They're trying to make these cities, the more control and power, the less freedom, obviously, the less you're going to be able to do all of these things. So it's really important to prepare while you can, especially if you have a family. So I will be here in Mount Shasta, in the Mount Shasta wilderness, for those that choose to come here and fight. And I'm really looking to the Nazareans that Jaja brings our way so that we can really create like a kibbutza and a city on a hill that just shows everyone that there's a better way to live in harmony with each other and nature and just loving kindness and greatness. And I'm super excited for it. So I hope that you are as well. Us dreaming together is what makes it happen. Not just dreaming and fairy stuff, but in our actions and deeds, in our thoughts, in our words. The things that we're doing on a daily basis are either helping to manifest that golden age and make the world better or make it worse, and we get to choose. So hopefully you are trying to align with the upward spiral, and there you will find me as well. I hope that you have a wonderful God, and may God empower you and make your way